Yeah, Balamurgan, those doubts are actually from homework that I have gave, right? From 4 days ago. So I am writing the solutions for them. By tonight, you can expect the solutions to arrive. Okay, I will not make it very difficult. See here, if you can see my screen, I have already posted some solutions. I just started writing them, but it was already class time, so I stopped it. Okay, so I will be writing the solutions for all the questions, all 23 or 24 questions are there. I will write solutions for all of them, and you will get it by tonight. Okay. Submissions as in you have to submit on Learnity only. Don't worry about the date. Don't worry about the date. I just want you to have solutions by tonight. That is all. Okay. I hope these answers can make sense to you. Obviously, I'm not elaborating. I'm writing as compact answers as possible. But yeah, I hope. Pranav had this doubt, no? Pranav had this doubt. Question number 5. I think he had a doubt. Hey Pranav, this is one. I was just talking about it. Pranav, I was just talking about it. Apparently, you're right. Both the strings are from the same fixed point. I did not read the question before, but after reading it, I understood they must have been from the same point. Now it makes sense to you or me also. Okay. Okay, good. And then there were a couple of river problems. Okay, I stuck with the same convention that I used in the class, I cap and J cap. So it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, some of these questions, say for example, question number 3, I don't think it is in the scope of you till date. After we finish the chapter forces, then you will understand it very well. After the chapter forces, the third question will make much more sense. But currently, using vector concepts, we should be able to solve this question anyway. Okay, the tool to solve this question is vectors. But there are a couple of force concepts that you need to know. That's all. A concept like what is meant by equilibrium. Equilibrium means net force is 0. That's all. That kind of a concept you will learn from the chapter forces and Newton's laws of motion. But I have already told you that. So yeah, you may not know what is tension yet. You may not know what is weight of an object yet. Such things. Good, Silesh. Good for you. I have not yet posted the solutions on Learnity. After I finish writing all the solutions, I will post it on Classroom as well as Learnity. Okay. These intermediate solutions I will not post on Learnity. I will post complete solutions on Learnity. All questions together. 18th is circular motion. No, I don't know. That is 18. Question number 18 is a pilot flies due east from A to B. The velocity of the airplane in air is V and the velocity of air relative to the ground is U. Okay. The distance between A and B is L and the velocity airplane's air speed V is constant. In still air, the time for the round trip is this. Yeah, you could say it is circular motion, but it's a round trip. The time for round trip will be what? Circumference divided by speed. Isn't it? So based on that, you try to answer this question. Okay, this is circular motion obviously, but there are no centripetal acceleration, such things involved here. Understood or not? So you don't have to know circular motion to solve this. All you need to know about circle is its circumference is 2 pi r. That's all you need to know here for 18th question. Balamurgan, it's for you. Atish, last date to submit the homework is either today or Monday. You take it as Monday. Don't worry. Kaushik Babu, which is easiest chapter in physics? I have not found an easier chapter in physics yet. So yeah. That's what I told. If you feel some topic is easy, it means you're not learning a lot of it. Good for you, Kanish. Okay, Kaushik Babu. If you feel a chapter is very easy, that means you should do a little more in that chapter. That's what it means. So yeah. Okay, Pranav has solved till question 14. Okay. These are some good problems. Okay, these are actually not very easy. Those homework questions are not easy. Out of 24 questions, if you are able to solve 10 questions, I'll be happy. At this point, I'll be happy if you're able to solve at least 10 questions. To all of you, I'm telling you. I just want to see some interaction. I just want to see some work here. That is all. Okay, there were some easy questions also. Like that fourth question or something. See, the second question is quite simple. It is just there in drawing. After you draw it, you will understand. All you have to decide are these directions: I cap, minus j cap, minus I cap, and plus j cap. Those directions only you have to put. Right? And then you add the forces and you will get the magnitude of the net force. First question is also easy, conceptual level only, trivial answer. Fourth question is easy. We have already done that in the class. So like that, there are some easy questions. Pick those questions, and I hope you can solve at least 10 questions out of 24, 10 to 12 questions out of 24. That should be good. Anjay says, sir, from 17 to 21, I can't understand, sir. Yeah, don't worry, ma. I will solve them for you. If it is not in syllabus, if it is not in the scope of the chapter that you are learning, do not worry about it. I will also leave it. Okay. Samhita says, Learnity portal, it is showing that the assignment is overdue. Yeah. I gave them the homework to upload, but I did not specify what is the date of expecting, date of submission. I did not specify the date of submission. So because of that, the portal actually decides that the date of submission is only for 1 day. So because it is already past 4 days, it is saying it is overdue. Do not worry about it. You are not getting negative marks or something for that. Don't worry about it. Can we submit the solved known question alone, sir? Yeah, no problem, Siddharth. MP Siddharth, please do that. Whatever questions you have solved, just upload that. That will be good. Pranav, the man drain problem with changing velocities was tricky, sir. I was about to do the problem and it was time. It was good, no? That question was good. Tashwant, a week's test will be easy only. Don't worry. Homework is not showing in Learnity website. Kumar, KNMS 11 Kumar. I don't know. Call up Seeker's front office people. Tell them that you cannot see the homework. If you still don't get the homework document, you can look at it in Google Classroom. It's always there, no? There is a backup. Ajay, yes, solved alone is okay. That's okay, Kannan. It's okay. That's all right. Yes, Seeker's own Learnity, Mohit. It's none of your business. No, do not worry about it. You don't care who owns it and who does not own it. Don't worry about it. Kaushik Babu, confused in concept motion in 2D. If you are familiar with all the formulae that are there in the chapter, you are more than 80% good in the chapter. Kaushik Babu, if you are comfortable with formulae, right? What is the range of a projectile, maximum height, time of flight, all such formulae. If you are aware of them, then you are 80% covered. Okay, Baki 20% is only logic. You have to understand the question and accordingly do something about it. That's all. Pranav, are you asking about Learnity? Because I don't know about that portal. So don't. Devanand, today's agenda. Today's agenda will be to do the chain rule. To learn chain rule of differentiation and do more problems in it. Anjay, Rain Man problem? May come. It's a vector question only. No? Retrieval asks, can you share some pics of the exercises from motion in 2D? What pics? What pics? You want some questions for exercise? Have you solved the NCERT textbook exercise? That should be something to start with, no? Retrieval. Also, there is seekers module for you. So try to answer questions in the seekers module. Siddharth, the toughness of homework sums and upcoming test sums will be similar, you're asking. Could be similar, could be less difficult, could be more difficult, who knows? Yes, Devdarshan, we will do like that. Balamurugan, SP Balamurugan, yeah, we will do that. Atish, differentiation is interesting. Yeah, it is very interesting. It is very good actually. Derivative of sine cube x's, 3 sine square x cos x. Correct only. Roshan Vijay, that's right. Vijay Rubesh, when will you start the class, sir? When we are at 189 or like that. We will start soon, don't worry. I don't know, Sudarshan, I can't help you there. Please talk to seekers front office people. Venkat sir, Ramesh sir, call them up. Sudarshan K, homework is posted on Learnity as well as Google Classroom. Oh, okay. Oh, Vetrivela, yeah, I think there is a problem with motion in 2D in Seeker's book, no? Okay, then I'll post some questions for you. I understood. I know that there is a problem there, right? I think it is not there. Okay, so I'll close the chat now. We will start the class. Almost 180 is up. Vignesh, sir, can me teach me the land? Come on, man. Make some sense. I don't understand your question. Do you mean to ask, can you teach me what? We are not doing much in Google Classroom now, so it's not about whether it is safe or not. I'm just using it as a backup. We are not actively using Google Classroom. It's only passive usage. Safe enough for that. Surya asks, if we are good at calculus, can we cover 50% of physics, sir? If you are good at calculus, you will understand 50% of what is there in the textbook very easily. That's all. Okay. You can understand better. You can look at the world in a better way if you know calculus. I cannot explain you online, but calculus is really that good. Okay. Have you seen a movie Matrix? The world looks different to you after learning calculus. Ln, oh, you mean the logarithm, Vignesh? Yeah. Okay, I'm closing the chat now. We will start the session. Okay, good afternoon, kids. So we will continue from where we left yesterday. Yesterday, some of you have left early. I don't like that idea. I do not want to see that again. If I had control, you will sit here for 1 more hour also today. Okay, anyway. So yesterday we were doing chain rule. That is when you left. To understand chain rule of differentiation, we need to know what is a composite function. A composite function is a function applied on another function. Okay, so if I define a function h of x as g of f of x, then h is a dependent function on x, but not directly. G depends on f as a familiar function, and f depends on x as a familiar function. If f of x is equal to x square, simple familiar function. If g of x is equal to sin x, which is a simple familiar function, then g of f of x Okay, g of f of x would be f of x is x square. G of x square would be sine of x square. The sine of x square is not exactly familiar. What do we mean by familiar? Something that is there in our table. We wrote a table to know the derivatives of functions. No, this table. I'm assuming that all these functions to whom we know the derivatives directly are all familiar functions. I'm just calling that. It is a colloquial term. You would not find this in a textbook. Okay, so don't ask me what is a colloquial, what is a familiar function. Don't search in Google for familiar functions. That's a name that I just coined. Okay, so sine of x square is not exactly a familiar function. It does not look like something that has been already in the table. Okay, it looks like a composition of two familiar functions, two or more familiar functions. Here it is sine of something, where the something is not just x. It looks like sine of something where it does not look like where the something is not just x, it is x square. So to differentiate this, we will have more than one step of differentiation. We have to use chain rule. Similarly, f of g of x, another kind of composite function, applied on the same set of functions, f of g of x in a different order. So g of x is sine x, f of sine x would be square of sine of x. So sine square x is nothing but square of sine of x. Okay, so this looks like x square. This looks like something squared where something is not x. Here something is sine x. Okay, so again it's a composition of familiar functions. So how do I differentiate a composite function? Derivative of f of g of h of x. I just wrote three functions here, but the composition could be of any number of levels. I can have a composite function that is a composite of 10 functions also. Okay, so f is a familiar function, but not on x, but on g. So f is a familiar function of g, g is a familiar function of h is a familiar function of x, let us say. In that case, I can easily find the derivative of f with respect to g. I can easily find the derivative of g with respect to h. I can easily find the derivative of h with respect to x. But I am required to find the derivative of f with respect to x directly. I am required to find the derivative of f with respect to x directly. I do not know. I mean, f is not a familiar function of x. So I cannot do the differentiation directly. So I break it down into three parts. I will differentiate f with respect to g because I know f is a familiar function of g. And then I will multiply it with the derivative of g with respect to h because g is a familiar function of h. And then h is a familiar function of x. So I will also calculate derivative of h with respect to x. If I multiply all these three, this dg and this dhs get cancelled, leaving you dh by dx, df by dx. So instead of finding df by dx directly, I can do it in steps like this. Understood? Example, we see it here. Sine square x looks like something squared. Okay, it looks like something squared. So the derivative of it will also be 2 into something. But the problem is we are not differentiating with respect to something. So we have to do something about it. D by dx of x square is equal to 2x. D by dx of x square is equal to 2x. Correct. That is only with respect to x. D by dx of, derivative of x square is 2x, but only with respect to x. Upon derivative of sine square x will be 2 sine x with respect to sine x only. Derivative of sine square x is 2 sine x with respect to sine x only. But I have to calculate this. I have to calculate derivative of sine square x with respect to x. So for that, I use two steps. D by dx of sine square x is d by d sine x of sine square x. This I know how to do, but this is not what is asked in the question. So far as a compensation, it's like multiplying d sine x in the denominator. As a compensation, I will also multiply d sine x in the numerator and then bring what is remaining in the denominator. Okay, so I'll write, I am rewriting, I'm not differentiating yet. I'm just rewriting d by dx of sine square x as d by d sine x of sine square x into d sine x by dx. Now this we know is 2 sine x. This we know is 2 sine x. This we know is cos x. So the derivative of sine square x with respect to x is 2 sine x into cos x. This is what is called as chain rule. That is how you differentiate a composite function. After finding this 2 sine x cos x, you can rewrite it as sine 2x, not a problem. Whether you do it or not, that is your issue, but this is the derivative of sine square x. Other examples we saw, derivative of cosecant square x with respect to x looks like something squared. Derivative will be 2 into something. And then you perform the different derivative of something also again. D by dx of cosecant x. You multiply and show the answer. Similarly, this is a 3-level composition. Okay, this is a 3-level composition. There is an exponential function, there is a tangent function, there is a square algebraic function. Okay, so on x you apply tan first, and on tan x you apply square, and you bring the tan square x and you put it as exponent of e, exponential function. So on the outside it looks like e power something. On the outside it looks like e power something. So the derivative of e power something is e power something. Okay, derivative of e power something is e power something multiplied by d by dx of that something, tan square x. Okay, how do I differentiate this? This is again a composite function of 2 levels, right? This looks like square of something. Is it not? This looks like square of something. So the derivative of that would be 2 into something multiplied by d by dx of that something again. D by dx of that something again, tan x. Okay. Now d by dx of tan x is a familiar thing. It is directly from the table. Derivative of tan x with respect to x is a familiar derivative. You know it already. Secant square x. So you can stop it. You don't have to further do anything here. Into multiplied by and all. You don't have to do. Get it? So that is how you do. You use chain rule to find derivative of composite functions. Okay, I'll give an example today. Okay, one more example. You do this example. Okay, I'll check in the chat. First one, d by dx of sine of 2x plus 3 equal to what? Do it. D by dx of sine of 2x plus 3. Do it now. Vijay Rubesh, small mistake. N Gayatri, correct. Surya, do it again. Surya, small mistake. Sine of something derivative, cos of something. You have to keep that something. You don't write cos x. You should write cos of 2x plus 3. Ashwin S, small mistake. Kaushik Babu, chain rule is confusing. Yeah, but stick with it. Understand it is an important thing. Whether it is confusing or not, you have to get it clear. Okay. Aparajita, small mistake. Ishwar, small mistake. Sudarshan, big mistake. Surya, correct now. Kaushik Babu, not exactly correct. Atish, correct. Okay, anyway. So answer would be what? This looks like what? D by dx of sine of 2x plus 3. You talk to yourself, then you will understand. Okay, sine of 2x plus 3. That sounds like sine of something. That sounds like sine of something. So the derivative would be cos of something. You have to write that something. You should not write cos x. Derivative of sine x is cos x, but derivative of sine of 2x plus 3 is cos of 2x plus 3 into derivative of that something. What is that something? 2x plus 3. Derivative of 2x plus 3 is 2. Term by term differentiation, you know, right? 2. Understood or not? So that is the answer. That's all. Very simple. Answer is cos of 2x plus 3 into 2. Or you can rewrite it as 2 cos of 2x plus 3. Okay. I will tell you some wrong answers. I will tell you some of the wrong answers that you have given. These are some common mistakes. Some of you said 2 cos x. What mistake was it here? It looks like sine of something. Derivative of sine x is cos x. So you guys wrote cos x and then you performed 2 correctly. But this is wrong. Okay, you should not write x here. You should retain that something. Okay, 2 cos of 2x plus 3 is the right answer. That is a mistake. What is another mistake? Some of you have done cos of 2x plus 3 into 2. So you multiply 2 inside. So you said cos of 4x plus 6. No, that's wrong. That 2 is not for 2x plus 3. The 2 is actually for the whole thing. It is for the whole thing. The whole thing is multiplied by 2. Not only the bracket. Okay. There were other answers also. Some answers was like cos 2. What was the mistake here? They differentiated sine separately, thought it is cos. They differentiated 2x plus 3 separately, thought it is 2, and they gave the answer as cos 2. That's also wrong. Okay. So some of the wrong answers are like this. I can understand why you made the wrong answer, but that is wrong. You need to understand. Okay. Okay. Question K. How to derivative of 2x plus 3 is 2. We are already past it. So yeah. Second question. Next question. D by dx of um, d by dx of ln sin x. What is d by dx of ln of sin x? N Gayatri, good. Vijay Rupesh, correct. Suresh K, correct. Paul Morgan, correct. Kaushik Babu, chain rule. There's one more term. Do it, Kaushik Babu. Someone said correct. Surya, wrong. Small mistake. Ashwin, wrong. Small mistake. Ashwini Ayer, correct. Rajesh, again, small mistake. You're doing this kind of mistake, Rajesh. Vince, you missed a step. Anirudh, wrong. Divya Kirti, right. Kaushik Babu, I think, I don't know what answer you gave. I forgot. Nitya Balan, wrong. Atish, correct. Yeah. Shailesh, you mean the cos x is numerator or denominator? Kanish, wrong. Prajita, mistake. Madhamita, wrong. Devadarshan, correct. Vignesh, small mistake. Ishwar, Ishwar, there's a mistake. Okay, see, again, say to yourself, when you talk to yourself, you'll understand better. D by dx of ln of sin x. What is the function here? Ln of sin x. Sounds like what? Sounds like which familiar function? Sounds like ln of something. Sounds like ln of something. What is the derivative of ln of something? What is the derivative of ln x? Derivative of ln x is 1 by x. Upper derivative of ln of something will be 1 by something. So the derivative of ln of sin x is 1 by sin x multiplied by that something must be differentiated now. D by dx of sin x. What will that be? 1 by sin x I will write as it is. D by dx of sin x is cos x. Upon 1 by sin x into cos x in the numerator will be cot x. So the derivative of ln of sin x is nothing but cot x. Cot x is the answer. Cot x is the answer. Understood or not? Some of you wrote 1 by cos x is the answer. Wrong answer. 1 by cos x, some of you wrote. Why? You thought, okay, derivative of ln is 1 by derivative of sin x is cos x. So I'll combine them together and I'll say 1 by cos x. You cannot combine the two steps. That's what I'm saying. Treat both the steps separately. Okay, do what you have to do for ln separately and then do what you have to do for sine separately. Right? Derivative of ln of sin x is 1 by sin x. Do it separately. And then find derivative of sin x separately in a different term. And then you multiply both of them. Okay, so it should be 1 by sin x into cos x. Understood? Some of you said 1 by sin x. You are missing a step. Into cos x must be there. Chain rule you are forgetting. Okay, some of you said cos x by x. You are differentiating sin x, cos x. So ln x derivative is 1 by x. So you are differentiating like that separately. No. Get it? No. Here I see derivative of ln x is 1 by x. There is no ln x here. There is no ln x here. So how would you get 1 by x? Get it? Yeah, with more examples you will understand. Kaushik, don't worry about it. One more question. We will do a lot of examples. Don't worry. D by dx of sine of ln x. What will that be? Do it now. D by dx of sine of ln x. Vijay Rubesh, correct. Ishwar, again small mistake. Why are you getting x there? That something must be retained, ba. You don't say cos x. Balmurugan wrong. Pranav correct. Sherwin Wills are all wrong. Ashwati Iyer, you forgot x. Lon what? Lon is an operator. It should have an argument. Aparajita wrong. Raveen is right. No, Raveen is also wrong. That something must be retained in the first step. That is right. Ashwin, yes, that is correct. Sudarshan K, correct. Very good. N Gayatri, correct. Kaushik Babu, cos of what? Kaushik Babu, by x is okay, but cos of what? On V, correct. Ajay, small mistake, ba. BRMS Ajay. Why should it be cos x? Derivative of sin x is cos x. There is no sin x here. There is no sin x here. So derivative of sin of ln x will be cos of ln x first. That step we are missing. Others are all right. Okay, fine. Good. So how does it sound like? Sin of ln x. It looks like, it sounds like sin of ln x. Sounds like sin of something. Derivative of sin of something is cos of something. First finish it. Do not think about derivative of ln x now. First write this completely. Derivative of sin of something is cos of something. First write it completely. And then you say, okay, now derivative of ln x is 1 by x. Like that you do. Understood or not? So the derivative of sin of ln x is cos of ln x into 1 by x. Okay, or you could also say cos of ln x divided by x. That's also fine. Understood now? Another example. D by dx of sin of tan of ln x. Okay, do it properly. Think at every step, think what is that something. Okay, and treat each step separately and do it. Fourth question. Writing the answer here will be difficult, but the question is very, very simple. Cos of tan of ln into secant square of ln by x. Very good. N Gayatri correct. Vijay Rumesh correct. Kaushik Babu, you are combining two steps. Kaushik Babu, you have combined two steps. Cos you have to do separately. Instead of writing cos of something, you already started differentiating tan. That's a mistake. Rewrite again. Japet, correct, very good. Prajita, correct. Wins, correct. I can't. You guys are doing it fast, no? So, yeah, Raghavendra wrong. Shailesh correct. S. Ashwin correct. Ajay correct. Madhumita last step wrong. Rajesh, first step like cos of ln x should be cos of tan of something, no? Devdarshan wrong. Vikasini good, very good. Priyadarshan correct. Okay, Sudarshan, that is right. Okay, so what will be the answer here? It looks like sine of something, first of all. First of all, it looks like sine of something. So the derivative will be cos of something, cos of tan of ln x. Don't worry about that something now. First write the whole thing. Do not stop. Yeah. Some people, what we are doing now, we are writing cos and immediately you are thinking about tan, derivative of tan. Do not worry about derivative of tan now. Write the whole thing first, then multiply by. Now think about the something, tan of ln x. This is not tan of ln x, derivative of tan of ln x. It looks like tan of something. Derivative will be secant square of ln x. Do not think about ln x already. Okay. After writing secant square, do not differentiate ln x immediately. You write the step completely. Derivative of tan of ln x is secant square of ln x multiplied by. Now think about derivative of ln x, which is 1 by x. That would be your answer. That is the answer. Okay. Cos of tan of ln x into secant square of ln x into 1 by x. That would be the answer. Okay. Sir, how do we find the value of cos of tan of ln x, sir? Why do we have to find value? If I give you a value of x, then you substitute it, then you can calculate. Okay. If you want, you can try it out in a calculator or something. Some scientific calculator, you pick it up and try to give a value to x and find answer. There will be some value. Good for you, guys. Next question. D by dx of cos of 3x square minus 5x plus 2. Answer. D by dx of cos of 3x square minus 5x plus 2. Very good. N Gayatri correct. Girish Khanna correct. Roshan Vijay correct. Vijay Rubesh, small mistake. Satvika, small mistake. Vidushan correct. Balamurugan, mistake. Sherwin correct. Win, small mistake. Ashwin, small mistake. Sri Pradiva, small mistake again. Divya Kirti, small mistake again. Vikasini correct. The small mistake is in brackets. The small mistake is in terms of brackets. Manvi, small mistake. Ashwadi Iyer, not 3x. Think about it. Aprajita, not 3x. Think about it. Shailesh, small mistake. Madhumita, wrong. Raveen, wrong. Jayashree is getting secant. How are you getting secant, ma? What is the derivative of cos? Okay, I'll give the answer. So this looks like cos of something. The derivative of cos of something is minus sine of something. So minus sine of 3x square minus 5x plus 2 multiplied by now what? Now we have to find the derivative of 3x square minus 5x plus 2, which is equal to 6x minus 5. Don't ask me now how. We already did it. Derivative of 3x square minus 5x plus 2 is 6x minus 5. But this whole thing, the 6x minus 5, must be completely multiplied to this. So you put a bracket here. If you don't put a bracket, that will be wrong. That's okay, Sudarshan, no issues. Okay. 6x minus 5 must be completely multiplied to minus sine of 3x square minus 5x plus 2. So that those brackets here, no, these brackets I'm talking about. These brackets are important. Those who missed those brackets, for those I'm telling small mistake. Understood or not? Yeah, very good. Next question. D by dx of 1 by cos x. Now. D by dx of 1 by cos x. Yes, Ashwin, correct. Surya 6x minus 5 kana. Not 6x plus 5. It should be 6x minus 5. Wins, you cannot do that. Wins, you cannot do that. Okay? The derivative does not go into a term. Okay, meaning if you think that this will be equal to 1 by d by dx of cos x, wrong. Derivative does not work like that. The derivative will not go into a term. Inside a term, it will not go. Vijay Rupesh, correct. Ln of cos x. Ashwin, no, wrong. Are you trying to do integration or something here? Resolution, small mistake. You are getting a minus. You should not be getting a minus. Devdarshan, wrong. Harikesh, minus 1 by cos square x. I think that is what you mean. But there is a, it is not enough, no? Chain rule. There is one more step. Girish Khanna, Balamurkan, you're all right. Ashwadhi Iyer, is that that's correct? Nagarjun, wrong. Yeah, okay. I'll tell that. See, one thing you could have done is 1 by cos x. You know it has secant x. So the question is basically d by dx of secant x only. That's all. It's a simple function. So the answer is secant x into tan x. That's all. This is the answer. That's all. Finished. Okay, you could have done that, or you could have done something else also. What does it look like? The function is 1 by cos x. It looks like 1 by something. Derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square. Derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square. Here it is 1 by cos square x. So the derivative of 1 by cos x is minus 1 by cos square x multiplied by derivative of something. What is something here? Instead of x, what is there? Cos x is there. So the derivative of cos x would be minus sin x. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So the minus into minus become plus. So the answer is sin x by cos square x. This would be your answer. Okay. Or if you want to split the denominator into factors, cos square x can be written as cos x into cos x. Among those two cos x, sin x by cos x becomes tan x. Remaining 1 by cos x becomes secant x. So you have answer secant x into tan x. So that way also answer is same. That way also answer is same. Understood? Harikesh, you understood your mistake? Harikesh, did you understand your mistake? No, derivative of 1 by cos x is minus 1 by cos square x, all right. This is okay. Minus 1 by cos square x is okay. But it is not x, no? You have to multiply the derivative of cos x again. That is what is chain rule. You have to multiply the derivative of my cos x again. That is called as chain rule. Okay, so next question. D by dx of what shall we do? E power sine square of 2x plus 5. Not later, sorry, not in the class. Do this question. This is the last question. We will move on to next rule. Sri Pradhiba, is that your answer, Pradhiba? Gayatri, wrong. One thing you missed in the middle. It's okay, Pradhiba, no issues. N Gayatri, there is a small mistake. Roshan Vijay, correct, but you are writing sin x cos x, but it should be 2x plus 5, no? It should be sine of that, cos of that, and all that. Sherwin, intelligent. Okay, that is clever. Right, correct answer. Shreya Narayanan, wrong. Okay, see, you're combining all the derivatives. Shreya, you're saying e power derivative must be e, sine, cos. Immediately you're writing. You're not taking. So you're not taking them separately. You're not writing them separately. Do each differentiation separately and then multiply. Aprajita, or you missed something in the middle? Okay, Balmurugan, that's correct. 2 cos B. 2 sin B cos B. Balmurugan, you missed sin B in the middle. Girish Khanna, clear answer, correct. Suggestion takes a lot of time to type, no? Okay, so look at the answer. Derivative of e power sine square of 2x plus 5. See, I'll show you how many compositions are here. When you substitute value for x, first of all 2x plus 5 will apply, algebraic function. After that, sine will apply, trigonometric function. After that, square will apply, algebraic function again. After that, e power will apply, that is exponential function. So many, so many compositions are there. Okay, multiple level composition is 4 levels of composition is there. Anyway, so you can write it as what? On the outside, it looks like e power sine square of 2x plus 5. Write that completely. You're only working on e power x now. So write that completely. And then e power is done, finished. Here, I'll do something else. Wait. I'll rewrite this again. I'll use the colors so we'll understand better. Do the job of e power sine square of 2x plus 5. Here, you're not worrying about sine or square or 2x plus 5, something like that. You're only worrying about e, that's all. Then what? The next thing you have to worry about is what? After doing e power sine square of 2x plus 5, you have to multiply with derivative of sine square of 2x plus 5. That is something, no? Sine square of 2x plus 5. That looks like something squared. That looks like something squared. So the derivative of something squared is 2 into something. 2 into sine of 2x plus 5. Write that completely first. Okay, write that completely first. Sine of 2x plus 5. Now that is done. Now we have taken care of square. You have taken care of square. Then you take care of sine. Derivative of sine of 2x plus 5. Cos of 2x plus 5. Derivative of sine of 2x plus 5 is cos of 2x plus 5. Now we have taken care of sine. Okay, the only thing that is left now is 2x plus 5. Derivative of 2x plus 5 is 2. That will be your answer. This whole thing is your answer. Okay, see, all multiplications are done in the base only, not in the numerator. Beware. The derivative of e power sine square of 2x plus 5 is e power sine square of 2x plus 5 into 2 sine of 2x plus 5 into cos of 2x plus 5 into 2. That's the answer. We are wrong. Check. You can combine those. Yeah. So someone is asking, can we combine these two terms? 2 sine of 2x plus 5 into cos of 2x plus 5. Can we combine these two? Sir, because I know 2 sine A cos A is nothing but sine 2A. Yeah, you can write it in. No problem at all. You can rewrite this as e power sine square of 2x plus 5 into sine of 4x plus 10 into 2. I can write 2 here also. Okay, this is a simplified form. Do I have to simplify or not? That is your wish. Okay, this is the derivative. We have already finished the differentiation process in this step itself. After that, it's only simplification. Whether you want to do simplification or not, that is in your hands. I only want this as an answer, nothing else. Okay, so that is about chain rule. Next, fourth rule of differentiation is called product rule. Fourth rule of differentiation is called product rule. Say, for example, there is a function f of x, which is actually a product of two or more functions. Let us say u of x into v of x. Okay, let us say f of x is a function which is product of two functions. I can simply say u into v. U is nothing but u of x, v is nothing but v of x. Okay, so f of x is equal to u into v. Then how do I find the derivative of product of two functions? F dash of x is equal to what? Derivative of first function into second function as it is plus derivative of second function into first function as it is. Understood or not? If f of x is equal to u into v, then f dash of x is equal to the derivative of product of two functions is equal to derivative of first function multiplied with second function as it is plus derivative of second function multiplied by first function as it is. Sir, what if there are more functions? F of x is equal to, I'll use a different word, different name. G of x is equal to u into v into w. For example, u, v, w are three different functions. Let us say, suppose g of x is product of three different functions u, v, w. Then how do I find g dash? G dash means g dash of x, derivative of g. The derivative of this product is nothing but u dash into v into w plus u into v dash into w plus u into v into w dash. Basically, you have several terms in that product rule. Each term will have all functions multiplied with only one term, one function differentiated in each term. Okay. So example, d by dx of e power x into tan x. What is the derivative of e power x into tan x? Identify the two functions here. E power x is one function, tan x is another function. Okay. So what should I do? Derivative of first function d by dx of e power x multiplied by second function as it is tan x plus first function as it is e power x multiplied by derivative of second function d by dx of tan x. That is how you apply product rule. D by dx of e power x is e power x into tan x as it is plus e power x into d by dx of tan x is secant square x. Okay, so this is the answer. That's all. Finished. The derivative of e power x into tan x is e power x into tan x plus e power x into secant square x. If you want to simplify it, e power x into tan x plus secant square x. This will be a simplified answer. Okay, one more answer. D by dx of d by dx of sin x into cos x will be what? Derivative of sin x cos x into cos x as it is. Okay, this is derivative. This is as it is. Plus first function as it is. Sin x into second function derivative. Okay, which will be minus sin x. Understood? So this will be what? Cos x into cos x. If you want to simplify, derivative is already done. If you want to simplify, cos square x minus sin square x is the answer. Cos square x minus sin square x is the answer. Okay. One more thing. D by dx of secant x into tan x. D by dx of secant x into tan x will be what? First function's derivative secant x into tan x into second function as it is tan x plus first function as it is secant x into second function's derivative secant square x. Okay, so this looks like secant x into tan square x plus tan x into secant square x. If you want to further simplify, derivative is already done. We are only simplifying it. If you want to further simplify it, you can take secant x into tan x as common, leaving secant x plus tan x in the brackets. This is more simplified form. This is the answer. This is a simplified answer. That's all. So we'll do example questions. Let us do some example questions. D by dx of sin x into ln x. Now do it. D by dx of sin x into ln x. Oh, sorry. I missed something here. In the previous question, the second term is actually secant cube x, no? Okay, happy that some of you pointed that out. Yeah, good. I cannot take the whole thing as common. I can take secant x as common, leaving tan square x plus secant square x. Nice. I was not testing you. It's a honest mistake. Yeah. Hey, this is not sine of ln x. Sine of ln x looks like this. This is different. The question that I gave you is sin x into ln x. It's not sine of ln x. Sin x into ln x. There is a separate function. Sin x is a function. Ln x is a function. Sine of ln x is just a single function. It's a composite function. Yeah. So the derivative of this is what? Derivative d by dx of sin x into ln x is derivative of sin x into ln x as it is plus sin x as it is into derivative of ln x 1 by x. There is an answer. That's all. We leave it here. No problem. You don't need to simplify. Understood or not? Second one. D by dx of e power 3x into sine of 4x minus 5. This will be tricky. This will be tricky. You will have to do chain rule within each term. D by dx of e power 3x into sine of 4x minus 5. First of all, find out the functions in the product and do them separately. N Gayatri, first term there is a small mistake. Check. Satvika. Correct. Satvika is right. Vijay Rubesh is small mistake in the second term. Vijay Rubesh, and why is there a minus? Vijay Rubesh, why did you put minus e power 3x? Shailesh, first term mistake. Nagarjun, wrong. I mean, incomplete basically. Sudarshan, second term small mistake. Mohana Priya, why is there cos x? Why did you write cos x there? Priyadarshan, second term mistake. Okay, see. Derivative of e power 3x, just for simplification, I'm writing like this. Derivative of e power 3x into sine of 4x minus 5 plus e power 3x into derivative of sine of 4x minus 5. This is what we are supposed to do, is it not? Derivative of e power 3x into sine of 4x minus 5 plus e power 3x into derivative of sine of 4x minus 5. This is what we are supposed to do. What will that be? What is the derivative of e power 3x? E power 3x multiplied by derivative of 3x you have to do. Chain rule. Derivative of e power x is e power x. But here e power x is not there. The e power 3x is there. So derivative of e power 3x will be e power 3x into derivative of 3x, which is 3, and then retain sine of 4x plus 4x minus 5. The second term plus e power 3x multiplied by what is derivative of sine of 4x minus 5? Looks like sine of something. So the derivative will be cos of something, not cos x. Again, those mistakes are coming. Cos of something into derivative of 4x minus 5, which is 4. Which is 4. Understood or not? Understood? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Next example. Third one. Third one, d by dx of x into root of x square minus 1. d by dx of x into root of x square minus 1. Okay, Sudarshan, do not worry about it. Let us work. Too many people left because they don't like mathematics, apparently. Anyway, so what should we do? First term, derivative of x, 1 into second function as it is, root of x square minus 1. Okay, plus x as it is into derivative of root of x square minus 1. Derivative of root of x square minus 1 sounds like root x. So the derivative will be 1 by 2 root x multiplied by derivative of x square minus 1, 2x. That will be the answer. Okay. Root of x square minus 1 plus 2 get cancelled, x square by root of x square minus 1. If you take LCM, it comes around as 2x square minus 1 by root of x square minus 1. If you take LCM and simplify, you will get the answer as single term. You will get like this: 2x square minus 1 by root of x square minus 1. This is the final answer after simplification. Check it out. 2x is because chain rule. 2x is because chain rule. You are finding derivative of this, derivative of root of x square minus 1. So it looks like 1 root x. So derivative is 1 by 2 root x done. So 1 by 2 root of x square minus 1. So you have to multiply with derivative of something. Yeah? So derivative of x square minus 1 is 2x. That is why 2x is. Vijay Rubesh, don't worry. No issues, don't worry. Difficult to type this, no? Shravan asks, in exam, do they require brackets in answers? In numerical type questions, I think you are selecting each thing, no, square root symbol or dot symbol or something. So if there are bracket symbols, you may have to use them. Okay. Okay. So we'll leave today. We have one more thing to learn anyway. We have quotient rule to learn. Tomorrow we will do that. Tomorrow, I think next class. We will do that. That will be finished by tomorrow's class. Next class. Quotient rule. Next class we will see that. Okay, bye. It's okay, Kanish, no problem. Okay, guys, see you. Bye. Okay, I'm ending the session for all.